You mother...
Pretty Lethal is the new Amazon Prime movie starring Uma Thurman, Maddie Ziegler, and Lana Condor, just to name a few. It's a pretty stacked cast. And you know, if you have been around on the channel last year or a half or so, that you know that I grade movies like this a little bit differently. I'm not trying to be biased or be iffy about it, but a streaming movie is not a movie I went to the theater, paid gas to go see, sit down. Let's say you got your popcorn. I'm not a big popcorn snack guy. I know you're seeing I know you're probably thinking otherwise, but I'm not. I go eat the meal before. That's why we're big. But anyways, I'll go watch it. So that, and so I grade a movie that's on streaming a lot different in theaters, especially with companies like Amazon, because why would you not put this out in theaters? Why would you not do that, right? And for a streaming movie, I thought it was pretty solid. I had a lot of fun with this movie. This year has been kind of the turnaround for me, the great turnaround is what I like to call it, because last year, Jesus, with that Ice Cube movie, and then about 20 other movies that I just was like, man, these movies suck on streaming. They were all awful. There was like one or two films that I liked. Even that Alan Richardson movie last year. I love Alan Richardson. He's awesome. I actually liked War Machine this year. Last year that movie was in with Kevin James, not great. And so we're in like a good place where it's like, hey, maybe sometimes we can make good movies on streaming. So this film, like I said, your lead actress is Maddie Ziegler. Now, if you know her, I know her because of my little sister. She used to watch what the hell was that show? The Abby Lee Dance Cup, whatever that show's called. She used to watch that a lot.
What are you doing? Those legs are about as straight as Elton John.
And so I do know who she is. I don't think she's acted in anything before, or I will put it this way, this is the first thing I've seen her in. She's pretty good in this. She plays a kind of like almost down on her luck ballerina. You've got Lana Condor and a bunch of other people in this movie that are like ballerinas and stuff, and they're supposed to go to Hungary to do this big performance. And what I mean by she's down on her luck, she's kind of just like, hey, I'm done. She's fed up. She's got stuff going on in her life, whatever this and that. Coach persuades her, nah, come on, girl. They go to Hungary. They like their bus messes up, and what it's very cliche of like, oh, we're stuck on the side of the road, and of course they go to Uma Thurman's base of operations.
Does anyone have any service?
No way, this is my kind of place.
And Uma Thurman she's just a cliche bad guy. She's making a fake accent. It's not great. But hey, I was all here for it. And so in light spoilers, I guess, because I don't know if they tell us in the trailer or not. I didn't watch the trailers for this movie. Their teacher kind of gets assaulted by this one guy. She's not having it. She hits him in the nuts, and the guy executes her. He shoots her in the back of the head like a pussy, like a coward. He shoots her in the back of the head. And when that happens, they're like, oh shit. And you know what this movie reminds me of? It's not as good as this movie. If you've seen Green Room, it's basically Green Room, except with ballerinas. And if you haven't seen Green Room, you have this band that's going there, and somebody dies, and blah blah, and they witness the crime. It's literally that. And so because they don't want them to leave, they're holding them there. You've got some stuff happening with Uma Thurman and this other guy because he works for like this head boss dude that she's having to pay money to and stuff. And so you've kind of got like these branching stories and stuff, while also telling this really great story of kind of like camaraderie and friendship. Because Lana Condor, for example, and Maddie Ziegler's characters do not like each other. But they're clearly going to have to start liking each other if they want to survive this night. And so I was wondering how they're going to have this be done. Because I was like, okay, I was like, you got like 5 ballerinas. I was like, but these are like grown men with guns. Now, I'll tell you right now, perfection. Okay, so the way they do the fight choreography is so fun. It's so inventive. This is very realistic too. They're not like John Wick. They're not like killing all these dudes and like doing all this perfect stuff, whatever. They're getting their asses whooped. And they answered the gun question for me really quickly, because while some of them do have guns, like getting the jump on them, they also show, like, for example, how flexible ballerinas can be. So like they might be hiding like in a cupboard or like in a cabinet or up on a shelf or something like that. And I thought that stuff was really creative. I also thought, like I said, the action sequences are really fun because you have a lot of them doing ballet. At one point, a character gets, I think it's Maddie Ziegler's character does it first. She has like this, like some dude's fighting her like with this box cutter. She lands the foot in the box cutter, the toe, and it gets stuck in the heel. And so she's using that. She's like doing this shit. I can't lift my leg up that high because I'm fat. But she uses like her leg. Just imagine this is my leg. And she's like, oh, ooh. Like, dude, kicking these, it's crazy.
You mother.
And I was like, oh man, that's cool. Had a lot of fun. Now, the problem with this movie is weirdly some pacing issues that I had. That's kind of my only negative about this movie. This movie, when it ended, when credits started playing, I swear I think it's an hour and 22 minutes. That's very, very, very short for a movie. Didn't even hit an hour 30. Now, they technically do if you count credits. You know, we count that shit. It's an hour 22, hour 21, whatever. And my problem is that they get into Uma Thurman's backstory, and while I did like that, we'll get into the third act in a minute, but while I did like that enough, there's like this weird bridge, and I think it's because it keeps being like, okay, we're trying to get out, we're getting caught, we're trying to get out, we're fighting these people. And like at one or two points, I was like, okay, I feel like we could have maybe cut this because they're stuck in this location. Like I said, very much like Green Room, but I just feel like while a lot was going on, there was a few times where I was like, but that's it. That was really just me being like, hey, it's kind of slowing down for me a little bit, whatever. But that was just one or two moments. Like when I say it's one or two moments, it's like, hey, one or two moments, okay, plot's getting back up. I don't love the third act. I love how the movie ended, and I like how the third act started. I don't like the payoff for the third act. It pays off for a certain character, and I'm glad that they didn't go like the cliche route. And you know what I'm talking about when you watch this film. But I just feel like for everything we're kind of building to, it was very kind of anticlimactic in a way. But I thought it was a fun movie. You got some great choreography, you got some great dance and some great stunts here and there. It's a streaming movie, sure. So I'm like, this isn't Citizen Kane. I'm sure I'm going to get some commentators like, the movie's trash. For a streaming film in a world of War of the World films, I'm going to take it, okay? I had fun with this movie. I had some issues with it, like I said. There's some problems with it. There's some pacing things here and there. I wish we'd got to maybe know our characters just a little bit more. I wish they were a little bit more stronger. But even with that said, these are some badasses. They are badasses, and they taking names. In this film, I was worried for them at the beginning, and then they were like, hell no. It literally reminded me of that scene, ironically off topic. Well, it's not really off topic. It's kind of on topic. About the game plan. Remember how The Rock is like underestimating like the ballerinas, and like he's like so I do all these workouts, and like he can't he's like wheezing at the end. That's what this shit reminded me of. Where even I was sitting there like, oh man, I was like, this is gonna be cool. I'm sure you're gonna do some cool stuff, but I was like, I'm just gonna pull out my gun and shoot her. But they got around that, and I said, okay, I like what you did, and so I had fun. I really think that this is a great little standalone movie. I don't know where this will rank towards the end of the year for you. I don't think this will be like anywhere high, but I do think you'll have fun with it if you want to watch it this weekend. If you don't want to see some of the new releases like They Will Kill You or Forbidden Fruits or something like that, and you want to wait for Mario or something next week, something like that, I feel like this is a nice little palate cleanser. Watch this weekend, sit down on the couch, you'll have a good time. So with that, I'm going to give this movie a 7 out of 10. I think it's pretty good, and I think that it's definitely worth your time if you sit down and watch it. Not in the background, if you actually sit down to watch this. And with that, like, subscribe for more, comment down below, let me know your thoughts on this film if you have seen it already, and if you have not, did this review make you want to go see it? And I will catch you guys on the next one.
No one is coming to save us.
You're not going anywhere, Ballerina.